everyone. I hope you all have already received the unit test portion. Chapter 1 and 2, these two chapters are there in your unit test, and already multiple revision tests were taken individually on those two chapters, and also on one test I think it's taken based on both the chapters, so you can understand what are the types of questions. And now in the unit test, also in our chemistry, you know that we have all 1 mark questions. So in this unit test also we will be having only 1 mark questions that can include multiple choice questions, that can have fill in the blanks, we can have true false, or we can have one word question answers, or we can have reason, short reasons. These things you will be having in the unit test. You will be gradually getting to know what are the questions if you go through all the question papers that were discussed, that were done. I hope you all gave those revision tests, so you must be having downloaded form of all those questions. So if you sit with all those questions, it will be very clear to you all how the questions are, what are the types of the questions that are going to be there. Just there will be, I think in the revision test I did not give any multiple choice questions, or I did not give any fill in the blanks in that way, but whatever question that were there, so that can be in form of multiple choice or in form of fill in the blanks. So we will be continuing now with chapter 4. We were discussing atomic structure, and last day we had a discussion discussion on atoms and molecules. As we all have nearby unit test on chapter 1 and 2, you all will be busy in preparing that. So from now onwards, we will be going very slow, and a very small topic we will be discussing every day. So that will be easy for you all to study these also and to revise the unit test portion as well. So today let us discuss about the subatomic particles. Last day we started with this, that every atom is made up of nucleus and extranuclear part, and nucleus there are proton and neutron. Proton is positive and neutron is neutral, and outside of the nucleus electrons are there in individual shells. So nucleus, which contains protons, which is positive, and neutrons, which is neutral, and outside of the nucleus there are orbits. Is quite similar like solar system, as we have sun at the center and different planets are rotating in different orbits. So exactly the thing is same. Here nucleus is at the center and different electrons are rotating around the nucleus in different orbits. Every orbit has a maximum capability to hold the electrons. Now which shaped orbit can have what electron? There are certain rules. So those are not there right now. Just to remember these orbits, they are given the names as A, L, M, N and so on. So this is the first orbit, then second, then third and then fourth. So first orbit can have maximum of 2 electron, and then second can have maximum of 8 electron and so on. Now these electrons and inside proton, neutrons as a whole, they all of them as a whole making the atom neutral. Number of electrons present in a nucleus, present outside of the nucleus is exactly equal to the number of protons present inside the nucleus. So as number of electrons and protons are equal in an atom, so as a whole atom is neutral. But if electrons are added to the atom or removed from the atom, because only electrons are there, which electrons are those subatomic particles which take part during a chemical reactions or during making molecules, during making compounds. These electrons only take part. Nucleus, that is proton, neutron, those subatomic particles, they remain fixed as it is. No change of the proton number or neutron number takes place during formation of a molecule. But during formation of a molecule, electron number gets changed. So electron can be taken out from an atom or can be added to an atom. So what happens when we are adding an electron? As electron is negative, so if you add electron, then the atom will become negative. And if you take out electron, the negative charge will become lesser than that of the positive charge. So it will become positive. So just to remember, when we are adding electron, the atom becomes negatively charged. and when we are taking out the electron, the atom becomes positively charged. So this positively charged or negatively charged atom is called ion. We do not call them atom anymore. Atom is neutral when number of electron and proton are same. Suppose for example I am telling sodium. Sodium symbol is Na. Sodium has 11 electrons and sodium has 11 protons. Protons always fixed. They are constant. You cannot change them. But electrons can be taken out, can be added. For sodium, sodium always donates electron. So if we take out one electron from sodium, so what happens? Generally in sodium atom, 11 electron means minus 11, each electron minus 1, and 11 proton, each proton plus 1, so plus 11. So plus 11 minus 11, net charge 0. But if we take out one electron, then what happens? Then sodium now after taking out one electron becomes 10 electrons, and when we are counting, proton is fixed, there is no change in the proton. So 10 electron means minus 10 and here plus 11, so as a whole plus 1. So now we will be calling it plus 1 charge. So sodium atom and this one is sodium ion. So in this way ions are formed. So that is the difference between atom and ion. Next day we will be continuing from this. Take care and bye.